Okay, welcome back. 36 points on the Nifty, 10,664 is what we have. I mean, advanced decline, if you can have that sort of a graph on your screen, it's actually absolutely evenly matched. 840 higher, 880 lower. That's essentially the scorecard on my screen. And you can see that absolutely evenly matched on the overall NSE as well. We're going to focus on a couple of stocks now here. The Arvind stock should come up on your screen. It's higher. And this is ahead of its demerger record date, which is coming up on the 29th of November. Nigel is here with details, background, and the forward future for Arvind post the demerger. What will it mean for shareholders? Nigel.
Well, we've been hearing it for so many months, and finally the time has come when the demerger is going to take place. As you said, yes, November 29th will be the record date. So if you want to buy the share just for the purpose of demerger and want to see this unlocking of value, then today effectively is the last date that you can be eligible if you buy the share today. Basically, if you hold one share of Arvind, you'll get some shares of the branded business as well as of the engineering business. So if you hold one share, you'll get around 5 shares of the branded business and you'll get around 27 shares of the engineering business. So there'll be 3 businesses, basically the textile business, that's going to be the core business. That's what's going to be left back. From tomorrow onwards, it'll be trading only the textile business. That includes the denim, the fabric, as well as the garments business. Then you'll have the Arvind fashion business. That's the second part of the business. That'll be the holding company for all the brands as well as retail. So that will really be the valuable part of the business. And finally, the smaller part of the business, that's Anup Engineering. That'll be the third part of the business. Now, you're expecting the demerged entities to get listed in January 2019. I was going through an Edelweiss note, and for the current entity that trades at around 310, 312 rupees per share, they're estimating a value of around 394 rupees on a per share basis. Earlier, it was even higher. How are they valuing it? They are valuing the business that's left behind at around 6 times on an EV upon EBITDA basis. That gives them a number of around 114 rupees. In terms of the branded business, some people are even talking about giving it a multiple of around 20. They have given it a multiple of around 18 times on its FY20 EBITDA. And they come out with a number of around 259 rupees. And finally, the smallest part of their business, that's the engineering business, they're giving it a multiple of around 7. And that, in fact, is around 21. So you sum all these 3 parts together, and they say that, in fact, this demerger could unlock value big time. And that's why they have a target price of more than 390 rupees. Remember, short point, today is the last day. If you want to play this merger, then demerger, then in fact today is the last day that you can buy the shares, and then in fact you'll get the remaining shares in the next couple of months or so.
Okay, Nigel, thank you so much for that. So today is the last day, perhaps, if you want to play this demerger of Arvind Limited. But moving on to CNBC TV18 exclusive then, we learned from sources that Jet Airways has told the pilot union that the company will pay 25% of September salaries by 4th December. Utkarsh Chaturvedi joins us with more details. Utkarsh, we have been hearing about a lot of to and fro between the management and the Pilot Association. What's the latest?
So all of these details are coming from the pilots and the management meeting which took place yesterday. 3 important points out of the meeting. The first one, as you said, 25% of the September salary will be paid by 4th of December. Remember that they have only been paid 50% of the salary. So after this 25%, they will be paid 75% of the September salary. The second point, and more important one, is that the company has committed that by the end of February, that means by 1st March 2019, the company will try and clear all the arrears of the pilots, and the salaries will also start coming in a regular manner. Now, why such confidence? Because what they told pilots is that they are nearing some of the deals. Now, obviously, we have been hearing about a lot of to and fro between Tata, also, Jet Airways going to Etihad. But also, one important thing is that what they told pilots is that the sale and leaseback of their 777s and A330s, what the jet management has told pilots is that that is something which can happen anytime soon, and that will give enough cash to the management to pay up the pilots, and soon the whole procedure of how will the arrears be cleared will be given by the management to the pilots. Now, one big relief here is that the pilots had earlier given a deadline of 30th November to clear all the arrears. Now that is not happening. The next round of meeting between the pilots and the management is on 4th of December, but till this point of time it looks like the pilots are ready to cooperate with the management if they follow the deadline of 1st March. So that is a big relief for Jet Airways and all the passengers who are flying Jet Airways as well in the future.
Okay, Utkarsh, thanks very much. Sun Pharma is the other one which is in news. We've been tracking this from the morning. It's still down. And we learned from sources that a foreign brokerage sales note has raised questions about the company. Ekta is here with what she's picking up. Ekta, it's off the lows, but what are you picking up?
Yes, absolutely. Well, it is off the lows because the feedback that I've got with regards to this foreign brokerage sales note, which I've also seen myself, is that though the issues have been brought up with regards to governance on Sun Pharma, a lot of these issues are already known to the market. These are issues which have gone back in terms of some cases all the way back to, the FCCB issuance in between 2004, 2007. And hence, many of the investors and analysts I spoke to said that they are already aware of these kind of issues with regards to Sun Pharma, and for many of them it's not really going to change their investment thesis in the company. However, separately, it's important to point out that I've spoken to a lot of people on the street with regards to investors, analysts, etc., and all of them many of them seem to have raised questions with regards to the FY18 annual report of Sun Pharma. Now, the questions raised on the annual report and some of the disclosures made primarily relate to one party called Aditya Medisales, which is basically Sun's primary domestic distributor. So what has stood out is that the sales of goods by related parties in FY18 has risen significantly, just shy of around 8,000 odd crores, and this is likely as the promoters have increased their stake in Aditya Medisales, and hence it becomes a related party transaction, and there was more disclosure. But there is also questions raised on the receivables from other related parties, and the total receivables from other related parties are to the tune of around 1,230 odd crores, which is again raised in this FY18 annual report. So more than the latest report which has come out from a foreign brokerage, it is a sales note. There is no real PDF for it. It is the cumulative issues which had been brought up in the annual report, as well as these which has probably concerned the street at this point in time. But like I mentioned, a lot of the feedback that I've got is that a lot of these issues are already known to the market at this point in time. These are issues which have already been discussed, but maybe there is just the fear that FIIs might change their opinion or might have a different sort of lens to look at if in case these issues come up more pertinently for them.
Okay, Ekta, thanks very much for that. I mean, actually, even as we are discussing Sun, it's off the lows by a bit more. It's down about 3.75% or so. It's a wrap here on this edition of Midcap Radar. We are out of time. From Anisha, me, everyone on the team, thanks very much for staying with us. Our special mutual fund corner will answer the questions you send our way. That's coming right up.